Welcome to the Avalanche podcast. Today we are talking about the Man City away game that's happening on Saturday at 5:30. Andrew, City are second in the league currently with 52 points. They have won 16 games. They have drawn 4 and lost 3. Their last fixtures, include a win against Copenhagen in the Champions League yesterday, 3-1. They beat Everton 2-0. They beat Brentford 3-1. They beat Burnley 3-1. They beat Spurs 1-0. And they beat Newcastle 3-2. So they are on form. And Haaland has now found his scoring boots again, which is just great. Injuries-wise, going into this game, City only have 4. But 4 slight key ones, I'd say. Obviously, De Bruyne has come back from his lengthy injury. Haaland had a little bit of a blip. He's now back. But they do have Gvardiol, Kovacic, Grealish, and Bernardo Silva all on the injury list. Silva happened this week, I think, in the Champions League game on the 13th or just before. I can't remember when they played. I know it would have been it would have been the Tuesday then. Us, on the other hand, is a completely different story. In that, Badiashile is injured again. Silva, I'm assuming, is heavily injured the way that he went off again in Crystal Palace. That did look like a slightly bad hamstring injury there for him. I doubt he'll be back for this game. And there's also rumours that he will not be available for the Liverpool League Cup final game, which I don't think is good. Sanchez is still out. Cucurella's out. He's also enjoying a lovely holiday by the looks of it, if you look at social media, which I thought was great. Fofana is out. James is still on the injury list. However, he has been posting stuff which is hinting at that he may be returning soon. And there's lots of talk saying that he could possibly be ready for the Liverpool League Cup final. Lavia, standard. Ugachukwu, Gusto, and Colwill. Cole's obviously come back and he came on for Thiago Silva in the Crystal Palace game. There have been reports that maybe he tweaked something in that game, but he's apparently come out and hinted at the fact that he's okay. Gusto also went off in the Crystal Palace game, and he has also hinted via his own social media saying that actually everything's fine. And it did look like he caught it just in time, to be fair, before anything serious happened.
Potts did come out and say he was just tired.
Yeah.
But don't blame him for
No,
it.
you're absolutely right. I forgot he did do that as well. And to be fair to him, he's running around like a fucking lunatic in the best way possible when I say that. So yeah, fair play to him. I mean, I don't know where to start with this one in the sense that City are Man City. They are on form at the moment. I mean, they're only a point or two behind Liverpool. The first game at the Bridge was so close. I still maintain we should have won it. It was 4-4 in the end. How do you see this game going away? I mean,
having Kevin De Bruyne back for them is huge.
Yeah.
The one player that seems to cause a massive drop off for them is Rodri,
yeah,
and he's fit.
yeah. He's not suspended either. No.
I think obviously they've got a number of really great players, and Grealish is a miss for most teams. Bernardo Silva might be quite a big miss for them. He's usually available, but I just think Rodri and Kevin De Bruyne are the ones that they don't really have replacements for. I think Foden can do a pretty similar job to Bernardo Silva if he needs
I mean, he's
to.
been on fire as well recently, to be fair to Foden. He's magic. Absolutely magic.
I think maybe Jack Grealish is a bit different and they have to play slightly differently, but I think they've got other wingers that are
overrated.
Doku's
Sorry.
Doku's a very good player. I think them with Kevin De Bruyne is a completely different force. And obviously playing them without Haaland would probably make life slightly easier, but Julian Alvarez is a very good striker as well. So
different to Haaland, obviously,
yeah.
But again, yeah, I mean, he's done a great job since joining City. Everyone thought he'd just be a bit part player, filling in when needed in terms of giving him a break or giving someone else a break. And to be fair to him, he's been outstanding. I mean, he completed football in one season, so I mean, fair.
Yeah, he basically did. So it's been an uphill battle. Obviously, they're on form, which does not help us. We don't really have any centre backs fit, which is, or at least at full fitness. Maybe Dizazi's at full fitness.
Do you really
Everyone
want
else is
to
either
play
carrying a
him?
knock or injured, except for maybe Alfie Gilchrist. But I don't really think that that's a particularly great option against Haaland on the basis that I think Alfie Gilchrist's main weakness is that he's a little bit undersized. And
He'd
that's
get
not something
bullied.
you
I
can
think
say
he.
about
I don't
Haaland.
think. I don't think he'd be shy to put in a tackle or to challenge anybody. But I think Haaland would bully him. I mean, I don't do me wrong. If I
I think
get
he's struggling
proven
to win a
wrong,
header against Haaland, right?
yeah,
Um, so yeah, it's difficult to be positive going to City. I think if you're at home, there's you could probably put a little bit of a silver lining on it, blue sky, some would say.
nice. I know.
But our away at the Etihad is an uphill battle. Um, but football's football. You never know. We might nick a point somehow, might get a result. Never say die, but it's a difficult one, and it is more after the couple of games where we conceded 4 goals. You kind of go damage limitation here, guys. Let's just have a good performance and only try and lose by one. Um,
I don't think our team know what damage limitation is. If I'm brutally honest, as bad as that is to say,
no, what do you think?
yeah. I mean, don't be wrong. It's. I think it's a tough one because where you look at the last couple of performances, like the Villa game and the Crystal Palace game. I thought we were brilliant in the Villa game. To be fair, both legs. I don't think we were awful against Palace. I actually think Palace are quite a tricky team to play. Um, but they are normally quite solid defensively. And I did think that I didn't say it in the last episode, but I did think that the way that we were playing in that first half, they would tire in the second and we will get goals late on. I really did believe that in the first half. Um, but like you said, the fact that we've conceded 4 against Liverpool and then 4 against Wolves, and this is City, you know it's a tough one in terms of what Chelsea team's going to turn up. You know, are they going to be switched on? Are they going to be prepared? Are they going to actually be ready for what they're up against? Because I don't think they did that for Liverpool. They definitely didn't do that for Wolves. So, but I think Wolves threw a few trick plays into it with players moving out of position, which made it hard for us to pick up their players. I will say that. I think Liverpool were just ruthless and relentless. Cities, we know, they take their time. They play with the ball. They move it around, and they want to draw you out of position. Can we stay tight enough and be composed enough to not give in to that temptation? You know, that's the
I
big
think
one for me with City.
to be
That's the big one for
fair,
me with City.
that's not really been our problem.
No,
Our
exactly.
problem has been getting caught on the break.
And they don't do that often. I don't think they do that
They just don't have
often.
the opportunity to do it that often because they've always got the fucking ball.
Exactly, but exactly. Liverpool liked the break, and we
Mm.
got caught out, and we didn't do anything to change that. City like to hold the ball, and they do move around, and they like to draw people, out of position. Like I said, I just think we need a bit of composure and a bit of a clear head through the game, and I think we'll do okay. My only concern had we had the players that we had against Liverpool, against Wolves, against Palace, against Villa fit, I feel better. The fact that the centre back situation is there worries me. The fact that we've said that Poch said Gusto is tired. Will that happen again? Could something get tweaked when he's sprinting against God knows who? I mean, hopefully it's Jack Grealish because I think he's slow and all he wants to do is draw a foul. If it's
Injured.
Doku,
You just
that's
said
a
he's
different
injured.
question. Huh?
You just said he's injured.
Oh, I did
Grealish.
say he's injured. Thank you. Yeah, good. Don't like
There's
him.
Doku.
So it will probably be Doku, yeah.
Or Foden. They might have Foden on that side.
Maybe, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It It's a tough one, but the
What
defense has
what
always
is
been.
your starting 11? Because I feel like we're naturally going
Yeah,
that.
right. Let's go straight into it. Fair enough. I don't think there's actually much debate in it, to be fair, until you get to the final third, if I'm brutally honest.
I
Um,
think that that is a fair assessment.
Thank you. I think we'll go with Petrovic in goal.
Good start.
Solid.
Not giving a rare start to Bettinelli. Didn't fancy it.
Nah, not today.
Uh,
Not feeling it. Excuse me. Um, yeah.
Gusto, yeah, it helps if you say their names.
Sorry, yeah, Gusto. I literally was caught in two minds then when I said it in terms of what was I about to say, and I got confused. It
Right.
happens very easily. So yeah, we're gonna go with Gusto. We'll go with Dizazi because I was trying to think actually what would I do if he was injured. I was like, shit, what the fuck would I do if he was injured?
Yeah, we'll assume that he's just tired and will play.
Uh, Dizazi, Colwell, and Chile.
Fair.
I mean, the midfield is going to be the same for me as it's been for the last few weeks. Rather than doing the jagged three as I call it, I want to do a flat two. Just try a
Yeah.
bit more compact
So you're
with.
happy with Caicedo in there? You don't want Casadei in there?
I like Cassadai. I do. The guy's not played enough since he's come back. So for me, it's you can't throw him in against Man City. I just don't think that's fair on him. That's just would I like to see him play more? Of course I would, but you can't throw him in Man City. If there was an injury, it's a different topic, but there isn't. Um, you know, there's only one position that I'm actually questioning.
What position is that?
It's the left wing.
Left wingers we're looking at it, or left wing, left
No,
wing?
the left wing.
Yeah,
The actual left wing.
yeah. What are your options?
Well, it's Sterling or Jackson, I think, isn't it? I can't see Mudryk getting the nod because he'll be up against Walker.
Right. I'm not going to give you any help. You need to pick one and
Well,
make a decision.
do you know what? Brutally honest, I don't really want either one of them playing at the moment because I don't think Sterling's been that good when he's come
Go
on.
for your other two positions then.
Well, it's easy. It's Cole Palmer on the right. I really want to give Nkuku the nod for this one as the main striker. But Potts seems to love Jackson, and I think it will be Jackson. But to be fair, I don't know who the right decision is to play on that side because unless I do Nkuku out left, Palmer in the middle, and Noni on the right. But I feel like in this game we need Jackson in his normal position, not the striker position. And he loves, like I said, he loves Jackson, so I think he's just going to go with Jackson. So I'm going to say that that's my starting 11.
Fair.
What are your thoughts? What would you do differently?
I think Noni has to play, and I think Noni has to play on the wide right. I think the only real weakness that I think can be exploited against City, and it's what we exploited in the home game, although it was Gavordial playing and he's injured, is that side. They don't really have an out and out left back. And I think someone with a
Yeah.
fair bit of pace could give us a mismatch on that side. And I don't think Cole Palmer exploits enough the potential for a mismatch on that side. So I would definitely put Noni camped out there with Gusto overlapping. And then that's where I was struggling. I do want Nkunku playing. I do want Cole Palmer playing. And I do think that Jackson probably will play on the left wing, which makes life incredibly difficult because obviously only two of those can really play. I think I think it would end up for me being a sort of a weird asymmetric system with Nkunku and Cole Palmer. I think that worked quite well when Nkunku came on against Palace. I think he makes runs, and I think that will give us more of a mismatch against City centre backs. I give them more to think about. I don't think we're beating them in the air. So
Just for the viewers at home, obviously, explain asymmetric.
it's not quite as linear as what you've got. There's not so many like lines. It's a big thing in Football Manager with like a lot more asymmetric systems where you wouldn't have weird example, but you wouldn't have a right back. You'd sort of play two centre backs and a left back. The right back would be like a right wing back. You play one midfielder. You
Right.
play a striker and a left forward, and it just looks a bit funny. But effectively, for me, Cole Palmer would sort of have more of a slight free role in the middle, and Kunku would be free to sort of drift wide, but wouldn't really be a winger.
So do you want me to drop Gallagher back a bit?
I'm not sure I do.
Right.
Maybe shift him over a bit because I think a lot of the time we've ended up having two strikers.
Yes, I thought that. Right. Just I agree. Yeah, we have. When you say shift him over, am I shifting over towards Palmer or am I shifting over towards Jackson?
Shifting over towards Jackson,
Yeah.
and then do something similar. Well, problem is it just doesn't play in the right way because you defend and you attack differently. I think in attack, stick and Kunku in front of Gallagher, move Cole Palmer up, get rid of Jackson, and stick Kunku on the right wing. Not on Kunku. Madueke on the our
Yeah,
right
that's why I
wing.
was getting confused. I was like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, sorry, I misspoke. Other wing, our right wing, not
All right, wing.
looking
Sorry,
over
yeah,
right
I
wing.
look at that. All right, yeah,
So
cool.
it kind of almost ends up like that, and maybe Connor drifts a little bit wide. Sometimes Kopama will drift wide left. Sometimes Nkunku will drift wide left, and it kind of
Well,
they
ends up
sort
in
of
cover as well.
fluctuates.
So yeah.
And you kind of get a bit of a weird asymmetric system, and they all overlap. So this isn't sort of how they would look on a chart, but more how their heat maps would look.
You heat maps.
But yeah, I think that's kind of a weird thing where people can pick up pockets and move around and interchange a little bit. And I think that's where we've got a bit of an edge in certain games this season,
No, I
especially
agree with that.
recently. Is
Yeah, I agree with that.
And I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
that's kind of what we were doing against Crystal Palace, albeit maybe the other way round. In terms of we didn't have Nkunku on, we didn't have Madueke on, we had someone on the left wing.
Yes.
But yeah, I think it if you're going to put it into an actual formation, it will kind of be Nkunku more on the left wing
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and Cole Palmer up front. But that's sort of the positions that I think people will end up kind of taking up an attack. But I'm so adamant that we need to sort of press their left back position and cause a mismatch there. And I think with those two players, that's our best chance of players that want to be out there. There's an argument to play Sterling out there, but I think Noni's more comfortable on that side.
No, that's a fair assessment with targeting the left back. You know what? The right side never worries me. It's always the left side at the moment. Even at left back and right, left back, I'm always worried. I don't know what it is. The left side for me, just in general. I think the right side is so strong. I think there's so many players you can, drop in and drop out there that will do a job. Whereas the left side for me, bit hit and miss. But no, fair play. Oh, okay. So in that case, let's move on to score predictions. Your score prediction.
I'm going to for an optimistic 1-1 because I cannot say that Chelsea will lose on the podcast. I refuse to do it. If I was going to put a bet on it, it wouldn't be that, but I'm going to say 1-0.
Fair. That's fine. I had 2-2 in my head. Who's your scorer?
Cole Palmer penalty. Nonny's going to win
Why
it
did
against the
I
left
ask?
back.
Why did I even ask?
I think Cole Palmer penalty.
Cole Palmer penalty. Who's all right? Then who's winning the penalty and who's giving it away? If you want to go
Nonny
Cole Palmer penalty,
Madueke's winning
I
against
want
whoever's.
depth now.
Nonny
I want to know who.
Madueke's winning it against whoever the hell's playing the left back for them. It'll be Nonny Madueke or Malo Gusto. It'll be down that right side on the left back. Whoever's playing their left back position.
Fair. That's a good shout. All right, cool. My 2-2. I'm also gonna go with Cole Palmer, just because. Yeah, I think he's due a goal again, and he scored against City before.
He'll be up for it.
He will be up for it. So yeah, and then the second one, just to take the pressure off the midfield, I'm gonna go with Nkuku again because I've put him up top. So
can't go from the bench though because he's starting. So
if not, it's Nkuku from the bench. We know this. So if he's not starting, it's Nkuku from the bench. So it's not really a problem. So yeah, I'll go Palmer and Nkuku. But I won't be upset if I get my prediction wrong and Gallagher or Enzo score an absolute belter. So yeah.
I really wouldn't be upset if we won 7-0 either, and I got my prediction for the score wrong. So
7-0. Wow. Yeah, because we could do with a bit more goal difference, obviously, but yeah, I can't see 7-0 happening. I'll be happy with 3-2, 1-0. I don't give a shit. Anything else that you want to add to this episode of the Overland City podcast? Man City.
No, just crossing my fingers from now until then, hoping for some good luck.
Positive vibes. Positive visualization. I like it. Cool. Well, it's a tough game. It's a tough ask. Hopefully, we can get something away to City. We came very close in the home fixture. Stay tuned for the post-game analysis, which we recorded over the weekend. And as always, please like, share, comment, subscribe, follow, hit that notification button, and thank you all for watching.